Can you guys hear me? No, it says there's no. All right, let's see if this is working now. Let's see if you guys can hear me. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. All right, we should be good now. All right, guys, good to be back with you. We'll be doing, as you guys can see, a little fan speak mock draft with you guys today. I wanted to just do something a little bit different. I don't think we're gonna do the typical Monday live stream tomorrow. We might kind of do an every other day sort of thing with that. So I wanted to do something different since I had some time today. It's snowing out here in Pittsburgh, and so I'll kind of snowed in for the day. So yeah, what we'll do today is just basically go through this FanSpeak mock draft simulator. You guys can sign up for it over on fanspeak.com and just go through and we'll learn more about the players. I'm still learning about some of these guys, especially the day three types. So hopefully we can all kind of work together and create our own little Steelers mock draft. And there's trades, and we can go in a million different directions with this thing. So I think it'll be fun, something to kill maybe an hour or so, where we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how things go. So the important thing for this is for you guys to give me your feedback in the comments, directions we should go, how we should set up this mock draft, etc. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are doing well. Appreciate you being here. And any input you have into this mock draft, and please let me know in the comments. You can also send a super chat if you would like, and be sure to like the stream as well. That certainly helps me out. All right, so we'll start setting this thing up here. Choose the Steelers, of course. We're going to do the full 7 rounds. And in terms of the big board, Fanspeak gives you a lot of options here. I don't really have any sort of preference in terms of which big board we should use. So if you guys have any thoughts on should we use Fanspeak or Draft Diamonds or Draft Tech, Draft Utopia, you guys see the options here. Let me know. I think I'm a little bit, there's a little bit of a delay in the stream from my end to your end. So we'll kind of go through this thing slow. But yeah, Mike, we will definitely entertain trades for sure. We'll definitely take a look at doing some trades. But let me know what big board we should do. Not that just is reflective of the draft order and sometimes what names are available in terms of the later day three guys. But yeah, I think in real life the Steelers should probably entertain trading back more than they do. They don't do it often, and I think in a year like this where there's such a fog of war trying to evaluate and draft these guys that I think the more darts you have to throw at the dartboard by trading down, the more picks you have, the better off you're going to be. But we'll see what Colbert actually does in real life. But we can definitely we can entertain the idea of trading down. So what big board? If no one has any preference for a big board to use in the mock draft, and I'll just pick one and we'll kind of keep this thing moving along. I'll probably just go with the most recent one, which would be the Fanspeak Steve Shoop one. So if anyone has any objections to that, let me know, or I'll just pick it and we'll keep this thing going. Yeah, I don't know how much of a delay there is right now between from the time I'm talking to the time that you guys are able to hear this and respond. But everyone's just saying Fanspeak, so that works for me. Maybe for the future, I'll have to change the latency of it so it's a little bit quicker response time with you guys. All right, and then team needs, it just doesn't really matter that much. The pick order, of course, we're going to do the official draft order, and the difficulty, we'll just put it on difficult, whatever that's worth. So let me read your comments here, and then we'll start the mock draft. I tested this out once before. As soon as I hit the Let's Draft button, it'll come up with immediate trade offers. The clock hasn't started yet for anybody, but that's the way it seemed to work, at least the one time I tried to run this thing through before we went live. Benoit Johnson saying Dylan Raduns as a sleeper tackle we can get late. Yeah, he had a really good week at the Senior Bowl, playing left tackle, playing left guard, athletic, can pull, did well in pass pro, did well in 1-on-1. So that's one of those small school guys, and that's the importance of the Senior Bowl. That's a guy at a North Dakota State. They played one game this year versus Central Arkansas, and so there really wasn't much tape there. And so for him to have the chance to just be able to compete, play in a game, and then of course play against some tougher, better competition, so to speak, that is huge for a guy like him. All right, so we're gonna hit the Let's Draft button, and again, I think we probably get hit with a trade offer immediately, and then we'll maybe discuss that and go from there. Actually, it does not look like we had a trade offer this time, so we'll probably just start off with the draft here. Check out the big board. Check out our picks. Trying to see if it's giving us a comp pick or not. I think it's giving us one comp pick right now. I think that second, fourth round pick is a compensatory pick for the loss of Javon Hargrave, but that is it. There is no extra comp, it looks like, in there. So picking, first, second, third, two fourths, no fifth, a sixth, and two sevenths. Ryan Kellerman saying, I think we signed Marlon Mack in the offseason. I think they probably just go with a rookie back, just get someone cheaper, younger, under a longer contract. That's probably going to be their approach. And obviously, money is tight right now for sure. Angelo's not as big on Alex Leatherwood. I thought Leatherwood was up and down at the Senior Bowl. I think he's got to work on his punch and his placement. Whenever he does that, it usually goes well for him. When it doesn't, ends up struggling the most. I feel like more vulnerable to some of these bull rushes and getting walked back into the pocket. Bradley's all about Najee Harris. Yeah, I think the Steelers are going to be certainly in play for Najee Harris at number 24. So when they're going to take, I think, a long look at as much as you can in this upcoming pre-draft process. Yeah, Martin saying just the fourth. Yeah, it looks like just the fourth comp pick. So we'll start the mock draft here. Nico is a fan of Alex Leatherwood, saying to get him. Shaquille Gregory saying Tevin Jenkins. So we'll see who all is on the board. Let's start the round though, and the picks will appear down here. All right, so we'll go top 5 and look at it. So top 5 was Trevor Lawrence, of course, going first overall, followed by Zach Wilson to the Jets. Sewell going to the Dolphins. And then, that's interesting. I don't, the Michigan kid going fourth, that's probably a little high, to Atlanta. And then Sertan going to the Bengals. Max is asking if Slater's my number one tackle. I don't know if I have a number one tackle yet. I think it's a really good group at the top, though. And a good thing about this tackle class is there is so much talent, whether you're talking, Slater or the Oregon kid, Leatherwood, Corsi from Texas, Eichenberg from Notre Dame. I mean, so someone hopefully will fall to Pittsburgh at number 24, especially knowing there's so many quarterbacks that are going to go in the top 5 to 10 picks. That's going to push some of those offensive tackles down. So hopefully one of those guys, hopefully more, but at least one of those guys can make it to number 24. Yeah, but no, we're saying so many good tackles this year. Absolutely. Horace Seymour says Leatherwood reminds me of Eric Flowers. He will probably have to move to guard. Maybe he started his career at guard when Jonah Williams is at left tackle, but I think he can still stick at left tackle. All right, so that's a top 5. So let me go through the next couple of picks here. Kind of just look at it here. Chase and Smith, couple of receivers. There goes Slater. Pitts to Dallas. That'd be a great fit for Pittsburgh. Trey Lance off the board. I'm going to stop it here in a second. There's no way to change speeds, it looks like, here in this mock draft. And there goes Alex Leatherwood to Washington football team at number 19 overall. All right, Timothy asking, do I have a tight end in mind? Well, at this point, since Pitts is long gone, Freiermuth is probably the only other tight end I would consider here. That might be a touch too early to take him, though. All right, so let's kind of our first dilemma. Is there, not dilemma, but question. Is there anyone we should trade up for? We're at pick 24. We have the ability to trade up. We can choose all the parameters of a deal right here. See the top board, Micah Parsons, local kid from Penn State, Creed Humphrey. Center certainly positioned to address for Pittsburgh, even if Marquise Pouncey returns. Kadarius Toney seems to be slipping a little bit. Clemson kid, Samuel, who got a profile up on Steelers Depot on Asante Samuel today. James is saying, let's take Creed, best offensive lineman available if he's there. See who the best offensive linemen are right now. There's Tevin Jenkins and Cosme. And Notre Dame kid, Eichenberg, still learning these names a little bit. James Hudson had a pretty good week at the Senior Bowl. At guard, Jackson Carman's a good athlete. Trey Smith did not have a good week at the Senior Bowl, I didn't think. Deontay Brown's someone I'm not as high on as other people are. And at center, Landon Dickerson, I love his tape, but the medical is a big concern with the 2 torn ACLs, including the ACL he's coming off of. He tore this year. Don't trade. Seth Brock says don't trade. Sam says don't trade up. All right, so it does not look like we're going to trade up. So let's just go to 24 and see what we're dealing with here. There goes Tevin Jenkins, Tony, and we are on the clock at number 24. Aiden, we're just starting the mock draft. We have not made any picks yet. We actually just came on the clock at number 24. Nico's asking if J.C. Horn has gone. He is still available. J.C. Horn, the top cornerback on the board, according to this fan speak big board. So now I need to hear from you guys in terms of what we should do draft wise. Zach says to trade down. Should we entertain trading down? That's probably the first way to approach this. Do we want to stay or do we want to make any sort of moves? And here is the big board. The top players is Creed Humphrey, I mentioned earlier. Who are the top tackles available? It's Jalen Mayfield from Michigan, Cosme from Texas. Ryan's all about the Texas kid. So is Alex. Najee Harris. Is Najee Harris still here? He is. Najee Harris is still here. Let me go back to all. Again, there is a little bit of a delay, so I have to change the settings probably for the next stream here for you guys. A lot of people saying trade down. Nick saying to take Creed Humphrey. Yeah, I think even if Marquise Pouncey returns, you have to have that eye towards replacing him for next season because if Pouncey comes back, 2021 is going to be his final season. A lot of trade down. So let's at least look at what we could get in a trade down scenario. I'm not even sure who's on the clock after the Steelers, but let's just try to see the next 20 picks. If we do trade down, how far down should we go? Are we still staying in the first round to keep that fifth year option? Are we going to go into round two? What do you guys think? Let's start there and just see what the parameters of a trade down would be, and see if it's worth trading down. And if it is, then we'll do it. And if not, then we'll figure out who to take at number 24. Zach saying to trade down, get extra third draft Harris or offensive tackle or Creed. So people are saying Saints, Baltimore. Can't trade with Baltimore. Mike Adesso wants Micah Parsons. Stay in the first, stay at end of the first. All right, so people are trying to get us to stay in the first. Who do you want to try to trade with? Buffalo? Should we trade with Buffalo? The Packers? Does that sound about right? One of these two teams, maybe? Try to stay in the first round, trade on 28-30. Okay, so that's kind of the range we're looking at. Saints to Packers kind of range is probably maybe pick up a third rounder. Brock saying trade down to 32 for the fifth year option, so we'll take Najee because no one else will take a running back. Not Buffalo. All right, let's see if we can do a trade here. Let's try it with Green Bay at 30. So we'll go ahead and choose the Packers and just see. And I'll check with you guys before we do anything here. So they'll get 24 because they need some weapons, and we're not trading for Jordan Love. So no one told me to, to trade for the Packers Jordan Love. Although that, in theory, I guess could make some level of sense. Anyway, they'll give us 30. What should we ask for in return? Um, what, a third? Maybe something else? Does that sound about right? A third and maybe one of their 6th round picks or something? Because it is only 6 spots, but still first round is a premium there. Jacob saying to take Cosme. Dalton saying to stay above Buffalo. You think Buffalo would take Najee Harris, even though they've taken Zach Moss and Devin Singletary? Brenton saying third and a 6. Angelo third and a 5. Rob's second or third. 3 and a 5. Says Samuel. Looks like 3 and a 5th or 6 has been the consensus here. All right, so we'll definitely do in a third. 100% on that. We'll try for a 5th, and then we'll see what they say. There's no guarantee they accept it. I've done these before where they just don't want to trade. So let's see. Are we okay with this though? With this proposal, if the Pittsburgh Steelers sending 24, getting 30, a third, and a 5th. Does that make sense? And I do like the idea of trading down. Like I said earlier, I think it's something the Steelers don't probably do enough. I mean, it's hard to be too critical of the results considering they've had a lot of first round success. But I think in a year where it's really hard to know who to draft, there's just so much uncertainty. The more options and chances you have to get it right, that's probably the best way to do it. So a lot of people saying yes to the offer. Again, there's no guarantee they're going to accept this. So I have no idea what they're going to say here. But it looks like I have the green light. So let's try to propose it and see what happens. Declined. And it goes away quickly. So Green Bay declining. How should we modify this trade then? Since Green Bay's not, I like that it stays. It doesn't reset. So we just try for the 6th. If we try just maybe their second 6th round pick, do you think that'll work? Angelo saying to try 6X, trying the third and the seventh. The boy just wants me to pick. It's a process. We got to get this right. We'll try a 6 here quickly. Declined again. All right. So I don't know if this is going to work with Green Bay. If there's anything else we can salvage with Green Bay, maybe we can try a future pick, but that's not as fun to do a future pick. Should we bail? Let me try to do one last thing here. I'll give them a seventh, and they'll give me the sixth in return. There you go. Yeah, Angel, that's exactly what I did. Yep, I went with the seventh. And if this doesn't work, then we're just gonna move on here, and maybe either try to trade with someone else or make a pick. Just a third? I don't know. I want to get something else in return. No, still not working. Green Bay does not want to dance. LaFleur is not happy. All right. So any other team we should trade with? It was Buffalo, the Saints. We'll try something with the Saints here really quick. See what happens. Well, we'll get their 28th pick. Let me just try it for just a third, and I'll throw in that seventh round pick from this year. Is this good for the Saints? Is this if the Saints don't take this, I think we're just going to make the pick at 24 because I don't want to trade out of the first round because I want to keep that fifth year option. Um, and I don't know if there's any other team that's really working that's logical to trade with. Brad saying Tampa. One guy saying Miami. People give me the green light for this. Yeah, I need to change the latency for. We'll do these mock drafts, continually throughout draft season. I'll change the latency for the next one, but people are saying that I have the green light. It's also declined. All right, I think we have to just sit here and make a pick at 24. I think we should just sit here and make our decision. So I think we're looking at ETN, Harris at running back, or an offensive lineman with one of the tackles here. There's also Creed Humphrey, who I entertain as an interior guy, but Humphrey may not start. I mean, if Pouncey doesn't retire, then Humphrey's not starting for me. So you have to, whatever that's worth to you. And take a look at the big board here as well. I'm kind of leaning one of these tackles or Najee Harris or ETN, but I kind of like Harris more. A lot of people saying cost me. A lot of people saying Harris. All right, so I think we're down to two guys. I think we're down to Najee Harris, the running back from Alabama, and Samuel Cosme, the offensive tackle from Texas. So between those two guys, whoever you guys decide is who we're going to take here. And it is very divisive, very much. People are in one of two camps right now. It looks like Cosme. It looks like everyone's saying him. I mean, not everybody, but the majority is saying him. So let's go ahead and make a pick here. It'll be Samuel Cosme out of Texas, potential plug and play left tackle, knowing that Alejandro Villanueva is gone, and we're going to draft him. And that will close out the first round for us. Check out the rest of the picks here. And Najee Harris does not go in round number 1. So could we trade up for Najee Harris? Is a question maybe some people are asking about. Nick's saying running back's fungible. He's pulling the Dave line. I hear you. All right, so those are your first round results. Someone saying bust. I'm going to get fired. I listen to you guys. I listen to my scouts on this one. Ryan saying need a running back. All right, let's go to round 2. Well, look, we can't trade up too high, and Harris would probably go pretty early. All right, these were trade proposals. Kind of gets cut off here for some reason. So we'll have to go through these. We got one from the Patriots, which is dangerous in the Raiders. You think the Raiders would stop wanting to trade with the Steelers after what happened with AB and Martavis Bryant? So the Raiders are going to give us their second for us to move up 7 spots and give up a third. That does not look like a good deal. And the Patriots are basically offering the same thing, only we move up 9 spots. I think these are probably hard declines on both of these. What do you guys think? Someone says they broke their TV. Oh, wow. It's going to be a long draft season for you, my guy. Interior O line, yeah, Colby. Well, we can definitely look at interior O line too. I think tackle would be the more pressing need. I'm kind of working under the assumption Pouncey returns right now. No trade. Yeah, I don't think these are good trades. I'm not going to haggle with these guys. But we'll see how the first 5 picks go. See if Najee Harris gets taken. If he doesn't, maybe we look to move up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and decline these trades. Is Mac Jones? Someone asked Mac Jones was taken. No, he's not been taken. Although he's ranked a little bit lower in these fanspeak, mock drafts and just big boards, I should say. Same with Kyle Trask. All right, so we're going to start the round here and see where Najee Harris ends up, if he ends up anywhere. There goes Creed Humphrey, and there goes Najee Harris. I figured top 5, he goes to Atlanta. So I don't think we're going to move back up. I'll pause it here quickly, though. Ask if we should trade up at all. There goes Kyle Trask. Mac Jones is still on the board. Yeah, Austin. I really like Landon Dickerson. I think he's a really good talent. He's physical. He's tough. He's well respected. Just a question about that medical and not only the ACLs but the ankle injuries that he's had in his career. Jacob, you can only trade picks, I believe. I don't think there's a way to trade players. Get Liam. We were taking a tackle though, so I don't think we can take another tackle. All right, we're gonna just. I think we're not gonna move up. We're just gonna wait till our pick here at I think 55. It would be. Goes Molden, good nickel corner. There goes Mac Jones to the Raiders. And goes Dickerson to the Bears. All right, we are on the clock with a couple of pretty interesting looking trade offers from the Chargers and the Bucks. Chargers will give us their third, their fourth, their fifth, and their sixth for our second round pick. And Tampa Bay will give us their third, fourth, fifth, and sixth as well for our second round pick. What do you guys think? People are saying Javonte Williams, take him back out of North Carolina. But Michael Carter looked like maybe the better North Carolina back. He had a really good day at the Senior Bowl yesterday in that game. The question with these offers though is it a quantity quality thing, or you're getting a lot of picks, but do you really want to move down that much? I mean, I know I advocated for moving down, but that is dropping basically a full round. Charlie's saying to take the Chargers offer. Richard's saying take the Chargers deal. I can scroll up, but this is the screen right now. There's really nothing else to look at. Man, people saying to do it. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this trade. I don't know if I can see. I don't know if I can look at who's on the board because I think you have to answer this right now. It's kind of one quirk of the system. Too far down. I think ETN's gone. Jawan. Adam saying take a tight end. Yeah, I mean I'm the person that preaches take a tight end as much as anybody. So if I don't do that, maybe I'm not listening to myself here. I think I'm gonna make an executive call. I'm gonna decline these trades. I don't want to move down that far. I think that just to get some day 3 picks is probably not worth it because I don't know what the trade value chart says, but I don't like these offers enough. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and decline. See who all is on the board. No quarterbacks really left right now. Javonte Williams, top running back. See who the top tight ends are. Brevin Jordan still there. Tommy Tremble. Heard good things about Tremble. Haven't really watched him yet, but I have heard good things in terms of his ability to block. And then in terms of interior line, Trey Hill, big 6'4", 330 center out of Georgia. Did a profile on him this morning for Steelers Depot. Also Ben Cleveland, a big guy, local player Jimmy Morrissey. And Quinn Miners, who was the talk of the Senior Bowl week. Javonte Williams. Adam Leatherwood's gone. Is Fryermuth available? I'm pretty sure he's gone. Yeah, Fryermuth is gone. Don't know exactly where he got. He got taken by Jacksonville at number 45. So he went about 10 picks ago. Everyone's saying Javonte Williams. I really think Kenneth Gainwell is a good fit though for Matt Canada's offense in terms of some of the jet stuff and perimeter plays. But I'll listen to you guys. Trey Hill, Dorkman saying to take Tremble, the tight end. I think we'll see the Steelers take a very much offensive line run game approach. That has kind of been the Rooney mandate. So if you're recapping again, our pick here in the first round, Samuel cost me tackle from Texas. Trey Hill, a lot of Trey Hill love here. But do you want to find impact players? Because again, Hill may not play. I mean, obviously injuries can happen. You saw what happened with Kevin Dotson this year. Yeah, I know. Well, Gain was not small. He's an average size. He's probably like 5'10", a buck 90 to 195. So I don't think he's small. He's not, the big power backs of Steelers tape. But I think you want something different. Adam saying tight end or running back. Evan Jordan would look pretty good in a Steelers uniform, I think. I think there's a lot of good running backs, though. Yeah, Trey Sermon. Who mentioned that? Nick's mentioning that. But you guys really want Javonte Williams. So if I go Javonte Williams, how mad will you guys be? Because everyone, I know Josh Carney did a report on Javonte, and so I'm not as familiar with him as I think Josh is. F4 saying Javonte is good in short yardage. He's the hammer, and get McFarland to be the third down guy. I don't think McFarland can be a great third down guy though, because he can't block. And as a receiver, he's been limited. Although I think he flashed good hands, but he didn't really catch the ball at Maryland. Nico said we should have done the trade. A lot of people saying Javonte Williams. All right, we're gonna make the pick here. We'll go Javonte Williams. I don't know if it's a pick I would make, but you guys are my scouts, so I'll listen to you. And we're gonna draft Javonte Williams. So O line, run game, running back. And it's been the focus of this draft and probably what's gonna happen in real life. Now I want to just check here really quick. Can we possibly trade back up? I know our draft capital isn't the best right now, but I do really want to take a tight end, and I'm looking at Brevin Jordan from Miami because Eric Ebron's going to be at the last year of his contract in 2021. There's nothing else internally for the future, and rookie tight ends and tight ends in general just take a year before they're really ready for a more prominent type role. So I'm really looking at taking Brevin Jordan from the U. What do you guys think? Black and Gold James saying take the tight end. Alex is saying interior offensive line or corner. Corner. That's a fair point. Losing Sutton and Hilton. Hopefully one of those guys returns. Tremble is probably the better blocker, Martin, but I want guys who can catch the ball and make plays in the pass game. Brevin Jordan, excellent pick at 3. Could be on 3rd. We could wait. Yeah, I'm not saying if we do it right this second. But I do want to take a tight end because you know the stat I love to tell you guys is the last time the Steelers took a tight end in the top 4 rounds was 2007 with Matt Spaeth, which just blows my mind every time I think about it and talk about it. Nico saying to stay put. How well can Jordan block? I don't think he's great, but I don't know exactly how to, qualify that. Wait till early 3rd, trade down. But we're not on the clock right now. It is pick 60. Not even sure who's on the clock right now, but we'll go ahead and let this run through a little bit longer. Here goes Michael Carter. Here goes Eichenberg, and that is actually the round. Okay, so check out the results here of the second round. Nick saying to take Brevin. Yeah, I think early 3rd though. I might want to start making the move to at least see what it would take to get Brevin Jordan. Brock saying take our 3rd and our 6th for a high 3rd and take Jordan. Tremble is pretty good. Yeah, Notre Dame always seems to have tight ends that are worth taking. I know Cole Kmet has not been great, but he was a high pick. And remember Durham Smythe with the Dolphins right now is a really good blocker. All right, let's move on here to the 3rd round. Who is on the clock right now? I don't know if it shows me who's on the clock right now, though, which is a little bit difficult to navigate how to trade up. I think actually I can do it here with next 20 picks. So if we did something with, I don't know, Atlanta, maybe a couple picks in. Shaquille, I believe Trey Smith might still be there. Let's see. Yeah, Trey Hill still there for a little bit longer at least. All right, I'm gonna wait till the Atlanta pick and then look to maybe move up for Brevin Jordan. So that'll be in a couple picks. And there goes Gainwell to Houston. All right, Atlanta's on the clock. I'm gonna try to make a move here with Atlanta. Ryan's talking about edge. Yeah, I mean, there's no depth right now behind Highsmith and TJ Watt. So I think edge is one of the positions that you're not going to take super high. but you have to consider sometime on day 3. So we want their pick at, oh, wrong one. Their third round. So this is us moving up 19 spots. Gonna have to give up hopefully our second, fourth. What else would it take to move up with Atlanta? Would it take something else to try to move up to take Brevin Jordan? Actually, I should probably make sure Brevin Jordan's still here. Let me do that really quickly. Okay, he is. Yeah, Colby Highsmith's going to start at right outside linebacker, but there's just nothing behind him. I really view a Daney as a number 4 special team guy. Same with Marsh, and that's basically all you have right now. Cambria saying wait 10 picks and see if Brevin's still there. I don't know if I want to wait any longer. I feel like if I wait, I mean, he's the next tight end to go. FWAR saying 2021 fourth and a 2022 third. Give up a second, fourth, and a seventh. I'm going to throw, because who cares about it for the purposes of our mock draft, a future fifth round pick, a 2022 fifth, because there's going to be a slew of comp picks hopefully coming back to Pittsburgh for 2022 with Atlanta. So does this look good? I'll give my third, my second, fourth, that comp pick, because you can trade comp picks now, and a 2022 fifth for Atlanta's third to move up 19 spots and take Brevin Jordan, the tight end, out of Miami. Right, F4. Yeah, there's going to be hopefully a lot of comp picks. Now, Dupree's injury situation, if he takes a 1-year prove it deal, that's going to impact his comp value, because we thought he was going to get the mega $20 million, plus contract that would almost lock in that third round pick. Now you may not get a third for Bud Dupree. You'll still get a comp pick for him, and probably in that fourth round range. Hopefully, worst case scenario, but that third round is not as assured as it was before his injury. Brock saying send it. Cambria saying looks good. Some people don't like it though. I like it though. Because I can't. If I don't take a tight end here, I'm going to be a big hypocrite. Too much. Thank you, Vegas, for being here, and thanks everybody for being here. 190 in the chat. Really appreciate it. Keep the 4. I don't know. I'm gonna make the move here, and they may decline this. I don't even know if it's gonna go through. They decline. Man, it's so hard to trade. Wow. We don't have to wait then. I'm gonna try to wait maybe a couple more picks. What other teams can we trade with here? Maybe Detroit with Dan Campbell, new head coach over there. They just want a lot of picks. Help out Jared Goff. But I don't think we're gonna be able to do anything with Atlanta. And they took a defensive lineman. Did I miss Detroit's pick? Yeah, I just missed Detroit's pick. There's no way to put it all in one window right now. All right, who's on the clock right now? I want to move up and get Jordan. Hopefully, maybe it'll cost a little bit less too. Carolina, yeah, Carolina's kind of in that rebuild type mode. I don't know if they've taken their quarterback yet. All right, so with Carolina, for us to go up, what would that be? 14 spots. Trade for Jesse James. I think Jesse James will be a cap casualty, and I think there's a good chance the Steelers could re-sign him because he'll be really cheap. I think so. I think you're going to see maybe getting the band back together with B.J. Finney coming back to Pittsburgh, because I think the Bengals will cut him for sure, and James I think probably gets cut by that new regime, and just the contract's too big, and they got Hawkins in there and all that. So with Carolina, I'm going to take the future pick out of it and see if they'll accept this. So just moving up 14 spots by giving up our second fourth round pick. We could bump this up to our first fourth round pick, to our normal draft pick, 13 spots higher. But does this look good? With a third and a fourth to get Carolina's third. Trade a third and a fifth, not the fourth. We can try the fifth. Actually, we don't have a fifth round pick. I apologize. No, so we can't do a fifth round pick unless you're talking the future fifth. But I want to give Carolina something now. Brent saying to get Jesse. Yeah, I think Jesse, assuming he wants to come here, but I think he probably will, because I don't think he'll have a lot of options. Black Golden James saying send it. It's Aiden saying to send it. Yeah, Adam, would it impact the comp formula? It depends on the contract of the deal, but you're not going to sign Jesse for much. So I mean, it probably would. Actually, no. I think if players are cut, I don't know if it affects your comp situation if players get cut. I'm not 100% sure on that. Somebody can probably check me in the comments. But anyway, next year's fifth. No, I don't want to just give up next year's pick, because it feels like I'm not giving up anything actually for the purposes of this mock draft. All right, we're gonna try it here. Decline, man, cannot do anything here with Carolina. Can't do anything with anybody. So I could move up with our second, fourth, or our first fourth round pick. Yep, F4, they declined. So what about this? I'm gonna try with their other fourth round pick, and if this doesn't work, then we may just have to give up on trying to trade up. Alex is saying to take Tremble, saying to stay, take Tremble, stay or trade down. All right, I'm gonna try this. If this doesn't work, then we're gonna stay. Yeah, right, Adam. If you release it, does not affect the comp formula, so that would be a good way to go about getting a free agent acquisition for cheap without impacting your comp situation. All right, we're gonna try this deal here with the Panthers, and they decline. Wow, no one wants to trade. I guess because it's undifficult, whatever that means. Means they won't trade with us. So if you're just joining the stream, our top two picks, very offensive line, run game oriented. Samuel Cosme, the tackle from Texas, we took at 24, and Javonte Williams out of North Carolina, the running back, we took with our second pick. So very offensive heavy. All right, gonna go zoom. Let's wait till our pick and see what happens. Where will Brevin Jordan go? Will he make it to us? If he is, he's gonna be the pick. If not, I don't know which direction to go. There goes Trey Hill, Deontay Brown, and there goes Brevin Jordan to Tennessee. Just two picks ahead of us. Oh, that one hurts so much. Wow. Maybe I should have done a small trade up to hop somebody, but I wanted to wait it out and just hope that he would fall. He did not. That one hurts. That one hurts. I know we need a Bill O'Brien to make a trade for sure. Can you imagine if Bill O'Brien was still the coach of the Texans and trying to trade or not trade Deshaun Watson? All right, so what do we do? We got Tremble as a top tight end, and really there's a big drop off from Tremble to the next guy. I mean, Noah Gray made a nice catch in the Senior Bowl, but they're really, I mean, Granson's an H-back type. Not a lot going on there. Aiden, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is a bad board. Let me get off the tight end board, look at the overall board. There is Amari Rogers from Clemson, who I'm a big fan of. I think he's a great slot option if Juju walks, but I don't know how we're assuming things are going to go in this mock draft right now. Top quarterbacks, really nothing there. Is Jamie Newman, Kellen Mond, I think, impressed in the Senior Bowl game. Oh, wow. Interior guys, Jack Anderson from Texas Tech, Jimmy Morrissey. You got Miners. This is not a good board for the Steelers. Adam, who do you think BPA is, though? Tremble or trade down. Titans going to have to wait to next year. I know. We say that every year, though. Every single year. We could go Tremble. I mean, that's not a bad not a bad selection right now. But is the value really worth it? Let's check out corner. We haven't looked at cornerback. Melon Fonwu, a younger brother. Interesting guy. He's like his brother Obi at 6 foot something, just a freaky type dude. I like Cameron Bynum from Cal. I thought I would take him here, but I thought he had a good week in Mobile. Thomas Graham from Oregon. Sean Davis from Florida played some safety. Wide receiver from Clemson. Look at nose tackle. I think they're going to bring Aluwala back. And I don't really see a nose tackle, maybe the USC kid, that would fit. Amari Rogers simply makes a team better. That's a good argument. Yeah, just I think having Amari Rogers makes your team better. I do not disagree with that statement one bit. And even if Juju were to come back, you have some injury depth. Obviously, your receiver core is excellent. You got a potential punt returner in Rogers if Deontay gets hurt, or you just don't want him back there. And obviously, Ray's still there as well. But if Juju comes back, then it feels like taking Rogers, especially right here, is early. What about Edge? Tryon from Washington, Patrick Jones, local guy from Pitt, Shaka Tony from Penn State, although I think we can wait on him. Janarius Robinson had a good Senior Bowl week. He's way down on the list. Big, long dude. I think we're going to come down to two picks here. I think we're either going to go with Tommy Tremble, the tight end from Notre Dame, or Amari Rogers, the receiver from Clemson. So you guys tell me I'll go with whatever the majority decides. Should we go Amari Rogers, the receiver from Clemson, or Tommy Tremble, the tight end from Notre Dame? I think the Ole Miss kid is gone. I don't see Kenny. How do you say his last name on here? Check centers. Ben Cleveland, big dude from Georgia. Minors we could take later, 'cause I think it'll just be there in this mock. Everyone's saying Rogers. A couple of people saying Tremble. No, Tremble's making a late surge. It feels pretty 50-50. McKitty. Yeah, I like Trey McKitty. Is he on here still? I don't see him on here. What about, is he in fullbacks? No, not in the fullbacks. Oh, Rogers came in hot. Everyone was saying Rogers in the first like 10 responses, but then Tremble's been, I think, just blowing him out. Yeah, Brandon. I think Tomlin would be itching to take defense here. If it's going to be a very weird draft in terms of the offense, a heavy focus. Tremble, I think, won this one. Tremble had a really good second half comeback. So we're going to go with Tommy Tremble, the Steelers' first tight end taken in the top 4 rounds since Matt Space in 2007. The upside here may not be immense, but he's a good blocker, good all around tight end, a very Pittsburgh Steelers pick. Tommy Tremble, welcome to the Steelers. And if you guys don't like it, blame the chat. All right. Finish out the third round. We're not going to move back up into it. Amari Rogers goes to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers getting a good weapon in the slot. T. Martin's kid. And that is the end of the third round. So it has been all offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, so close to getting Brevin Jordan. 2 picks away. He's in. Why did the Titans need a tight end? They got Jonnu Smith and Ferkser and those guys. They did not need another tight end. Trollface Army, are we going to be losing both Hilton and Sutton? I don't think so. I think they bring back one. Sutton's a cheaper option. I certainly hope they bring back one. If you lose both, that's pretty devastating. But I think one does come back. Check the cap, though. See what the cap number is. All right. Couple trades here. Let me get a drink of water. Fire Arians. There you go. Green Bay is giving us a 4th for us to move up 6 spots. And randomly now, we're not going to do that at this moment. And if we send a 4th, we'll get a 5th and a 6th from Houston. That's a pretty terrible deal. So I think we should decline both these trades. You guys let me know, but I think we should decline these trades. Charlie's saying George Kittle was a 5th rounder, Waller a 6th rounder. Find one of them. It'd be great. It'd be great if you could find that deep sleeper, but a lot of 5th round tight ends who did not work out. Like the Steelers have drafted. Zach Gentry was a 5th round pick. That did not work. All right, I'm going to decline these deals unless somebody says that this is an awesome deal to do, which I don't think anyone is going to. I'm going to say that. All right, declining. 4th round. We got 2 picks here. We got our original pick and then our comp pick for Javon Hargrave. So probably have to go defense with one of these, and maybe interior offensive lineman and defense here. Something like that is kind of the thought in my head right now. Let me pull up the top big board, see the top names here, and we're going to go ahead and start the round. Accept both, Ozzy says. I don't know how that would work. We're probably not going to make a trade. I'm just going to kind of let it ride here. See any names coming off the board. Coming up here in a second will be our pick, and we're getting some trade offers from Baltimore. Trying to do an AFC North trade. 2 5ths for our 4th. And the Chargers are offering a 5th and a 6th for our 4th. So Ravens are offering something better, but do you want to really trade with Baltimore? Baltimore's deal isn't terrible, though. You don't have a 5th round pick. This will give us 2. And this is actually going to be for our comp 4th round pick, not even our current 4th round pick, which is interesting. I kind of like that. Dalton's going to get Drake Jackson out of Kentucky. Decline? You guys don't like the Ravens deal? Well, the Chargers deal is bad. I'm not doing the Chargers deal for sure. But what about the Ravens deal? This is, again, for our comp pick, not the pick that we're on the clock for right now. Decline because of Baltimore? Yeah, I mean, Baltimore makes it more complicated for sure. But if it's a good deal, it's a good deal. I don't think you run away from a good trade if you like the trade. Dorkman's saying take the trade. Everyone's saying decline, though. I don't know. 2 5th round picks? I mean, this is like end of the 4th round for middle 5th round plus end of the 5th. We got a lot of holes to fill. There are so many holes in this roster that we have to address. Again, edge, corner, interior offensive lineman has not been taken here. Inside linebacker depth is going to be. Safety depth is an area you could certainly make a case for later in day 3. I like the Ravens deal. I think that's another reason to trade down because there are so many holes in this roster that are going to exist after free agency. Got a super chat here. Thank you so much for the super chat. First one of the day from C Bizzle Nizzle. Will the YouTube mocks be up on the site? Thanks for setting this up, Alex. This mock will be archived and be able to be replayed for sure, if that's what you're referring to. I also did a video form of the Steelers Depot mock draft I did this past Monday, the first official one of draft season for myself. That was on Steelers Depot and in video form on YouTube. But this will be archived, what we're doing right now, for you guys to go back and watch later. All right, let's make a decision here. Steelers always miss on fifth, so don't do it. We lost Bevan, take it. I think I'm going to take the Ravens deal. I think it's just a good trade. And yeah, it's Baltimore, and usually you don't do these kind of trades. I didn't initiate the trade, but if it's a good deal, then you take it. So again, this is for our comp pick, not our current pick. I'm going to accept the trade. Trade with Baltimore. I mean, they traded Wormley. I mean, they did the Chris Wormley deal, so I mean, I can do it again. Steelers never draft fifth round. Well, I don't think there's a correlation between fifth round though and success. I mean, just fifth round picks in general don't work. But anyway, we are on the clock here, I believe. Yeah, we are on the clock with our original fourth round pick. And again, I think the thought was interior line or maybe an edge rusher of some sort. Let me pull up the big board here. Someone asking about wide receivers and who's all left at receiver. You got Frank Darby, Arizona State. Dax, I don't know how to say his last name, Maline. I know Dave's a big fan of him and the tape that he's watched. Sheik Smith from South Carolina is a good slot option. Austin Watkins from UAB. Someone saying Stokers. Not sure even who that is, to be honest with you. Ben Cleveland here, USC safety. Look at some of these guards. I like Aaron Banks from Notre Dame. He's a big guy, 338, but he can move. He's got good feet. I'm thinking Ben Cleveland, though, out of Georgia. Big guy in the middle. There's also Quinn Miners, who's just kind of that type of guy the Steelers need right now. Just a real tough, nasty dude that can finish his blocks, and Pittsburgh needs that right now. Defensive line. Daquan Graham from Texas. I kind of like him. Loudermilk from Wisconsin. For one edge rusher here, who would be the best edge rusher to take? Janarius Robinson? Shaka Tony? I don't know much about some of these other guys here in the middle. Spaceboy, we did not take Najee Harris. We took Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. Harris ended up going in the top 5 picks of the second round. Brad, yeah. I think Atlanta took Najee Harris. Who's left at corner? It's a good question. Cameron Bynum from Cal. I like Bynum. That might be somewhere to look at. Cleveland or Jackson. All right, here's what I think it's going to come down to. We got Cameron Bynum, the corner from Cal. He's a captain. He's 6 foot. He's got good size. Got some ball skills. Or Ben Cleveland along the interior. But there's Miners too. I think I might wait. I might get Quinn Miners with one of these fifth round picks. Yeah, that's a good point, Blackgold. It's probably one of the fifth rounders we traded for Wormley last year. The Baltimore's just giving us back. So that's funny how that works out. Graham. People are saying Thomas Graham out of Oregon. All right, what about Thomas Graham from Oregon? Should we take him? Bynum? Yeah, because I think it's rare for the Steelers to ever go 4 straight picks of one side of the ball, offense or defense. So I think we have to probably go deep. We'll go defense here. And people are saying get a corner. I think we're down to Cameron Bynum from Cal or Thomas Graham Jr. from Oregon. Who should we take here? Gabar's trying to tell me to take Ellerson. He's talking about something about Claypool related. I don't remember that, but I believe you. Inside linebacker, I'll look at that briefly. Some of the off-ball guys. Browning from Ohio State. Snowden from Virginia is more of an edge guy. He's 6'6". He's really lanky. Wallow from TCU. Top Borland from Ohio State. Eagle Thompson was in my mock draft I did, but I think I'm going to go corner here. Thomas Graham Jr. I think most people are saying Thomas Graham Jr. All right, we're going to go with him because you know you're going to lose at least one of Hilton or Sutton. And give yourself some secondary depth. And with Hayden Nelson entering the last year of their deals, Hayden, this will probably almost certainly be his last year as a Steeler. I think taking a corner is a good idea right now. And there goes Ben Cleveland to the Rams. All right, that ends round 4. Who did Baltimore take with our comp pick? They took LeBron Ray, defensive lineman. All right, so that was our comp pick. And so we'll have 2 fifth-round picks now. In that deal with Baltimore, we traded our 4th-round comp pick to get two fives. Is Jamie Newman still there? He is. Still there. All right, we're not going to trade up. I don't think there's anyone really worth trading up for. I'll take a look at the big board, though. Cornerback always a need. All right, let's start the round. Start the 5th. And we'll just kind of scroll down and see who all comes off the board. Still learning about some of these day 3 guys, especially. Trying to catch up in the draft process for sure. David, we did take an offensive tackle in the 1st round, so that addressed that. We have yet to take, though, an interior offensive lineman. Maybe an idea to take there. Direction to go. See some of the names come off here. And Pittsburgh back on the clock. Believe so. Yep. I think interior offensive line might be the time to go with everyone's favorite, although Radun's there is still there. I'm surprised he's still on the board. But Quinn Miners, Wisconsin Whitewater. That's what I'm kind of that's where my head is at right now. Nico saying to take a look at receiver. Top guys, Shee Smith, Powell from Clemson. I love their Clemson receivers. Deontay Brown is long gone, Space Boy. He went, I think, top 80 picks. Trollface Army saying he wants the USC safety. Like Palomalu's cousin or something. I think he went back to school, if that's who you're talking about. I'm thinking Miners. Because you got to get a center now. Sitting here in round 5, you have to take an interior alignment. I mean, Pouncey, if he comes back, 2021 is his last year. Whether he wants it to be or not, which he probably would. Newman, I don't want to take a quarterback. I mean, the success rate on these day 3 quarterbacks, man, so low. I mean, you get the occasional, Prescott, and obviously Tom Brady gets talked about 80 million times during draft season, but the success rate for quarterbacks in general is terrible, and for day 3 guys, it is almost non-existent. Nico saying interior offensive line. Cleveland from Georgia's gone. He went in the 4th round, so he's not an option right now. So it's really Morrissey, Miners, the top centers right now. Drake Jackson, but he's probably better for a strict zone scheme. I'm going to go Quinn Miners. I'm going to go tough, physical, because the Steelers team is so bad. I mean, I've said it before. They are the worst get-a-yard offense the last 2 years. So I think a guy like Miners is going to change that. He'd probably still be there for the 5th round, but in this mock, because he's ranked so low. But I'm going to take him here. Is Trevor Lawrence available? Still good sleeper. That's funny. Yeah, he did. Miners had a really good Senior Bowl. So Steelers don't go. That's D3, right? Yeah, Wisconsin Whitewater too often. But there was Clint Creedwalt from Wisconsin Stevens Point. I don't think the Steelers did not draft Clint Creedwalt, but anyway, some history there for you. All right, another 5th round pick here, courtesy of Baltimore. So we're still sitting here in the 5th. So our picks so far, it's been offensive heavy with Cosme, Williams, Tremble, and Miners. One defensive pick though with Graham Jr. Probably thinking maybe a receiver, but probably more defense here. Edge rusher. You guys clue me in on who the best edge rusher is out of this list, because I don't know these names enough right now. What was the height reach on Miners? Are you asking what his length was? I don't remember. I don't think he has super long arms, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, Cambria. That's my question for you guys at edge. What should we do here at edge? Because I think I want to take an outside linebacker, pass rusher here. Janarius Robinson from Florida State. He jumps out the page at me. Let me scroll down for you guys. Let me know if there's any edge worth taking. We could look at receiver, but I think I want to go defense here. I can look at safety too. Patrick Johnson from Tulane. Colston from Iowa. Says Dulce. Says Johnson had 11 sacks. Bradley King from Baylor. He kind of flashed at the Senior Bowl a little bit. Well, if you guys are enjoying these mock drafts, let me know. We'll keep doing them for sure. This was a good turnout today for just a random Sunday. Kind of announced this last second. Guy from Northern Illinois had a great Senior Bowl. Not sure who that's in reference to. Patrick Johnson seems to be the most popular name, though. Trade a used car to Detroit for Jared Goff. Yeah, let's look at the safeties here quickly, and then we'll make a decision. Joshua Bledsoe or Tom Mead. We'll have a report on Joshua Bledsoe probably tomorrow for Steelers Depot. Yeah, be sure if you're not checking out already, check out Steelers Depot for player profiles, where we've already gotten right around 40 player profiles on a ton of prospects. And our goal is by draft time to be over 200, which I think we'll do this year. So if you want to find out more information on these guys, check out SteelersDepot.com. Little shameless plug for you. Trollface Army, found your channel like a month ago, watched every video that still has relevancy to the next season. Thank you, Trollface. Yeah, we'll do more off-season content. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to look like, and it might not be as consistent in terms of the regular season stuff, but we definitely have a lot of things coming for you guys. Thank you, C Bizzle Nizzle, for the kind words. All right, I'm going to go. We'll look at a linebacker here quickly as well. Then we're going to make a decision, and these are only, 5 minutes on the clocks now in real life. I don't want to take a quarterback now. Brandon's really high on Patrick Johnson. I think Johnson's going to be the pick. I'll admit I don't know a ton about him, but you guys have convinced me. Nico says this mock makes you feel like trading back and taking Humphrey is the best option. So we're going to draft Patrick Johnson, get some edge rush help behind Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. So that'll end the 5th round. And so we'll go to round number 6. Saying Riley Cole, great for special teams. Check with Danny Smith. Where's Danny Smith at? He's got to tell us who to take. Everyone's favorite. All right, we're not going to do probably any more trades, I don't think, here late in day 3, unless it was a guy that you guys really like. As the top guys are just flying off the board right now. Literally, Trey Sermon just won. He's still there. Wow, they're just literally going from the top prospects right now. They just one by one. Chris Evans from Michigan, he's got good hands. That's crazy. I mean, it's just the top. Am I missing something here? Now they're just going by the top players, so we can kind of predict who's gonna go. That's funny. Wasn't doing that before, I don't think. All right. So we're on the clock here. Just 1 6th-round pick and then 2 in the 7th. We'll check receiver to start. Watkins, bigger body. Des Fitzpatrick had a good Senior Bowl. A lot of people were happy with the job that he did. Kind of a Z-type receiver. That Notre Dame kid as well. Captain Spartan, you can see our draft picks right here. I know it gets a little bit cut off, but you guys can still see it well enough, I think, here in the stream. But these are our selections, with the tackle Cosme at 24, Javonte Williams, the running back from North Carolina, followed by Tommy Tremble, the tight end, and then defense with cornerback Thomas Graham in the 4th. Quinn Miners with our first pick in the 5th. We had to trade with Baltimore to trade our 4th-round pick for 2 fifths, and then the edge rusher Patrick Johnson from Tulane with our other 5th-round pick. Yeah, honestly, I could have drafted Sermon last round. I mean, I don't know if he would really last that long, but the chat really wanted Javonte Williams, so I listened to my scouts. You guys are my scouts. All right, so we got receiver. We don't have to take a receiver here. I mean, I think we're working under the assumption for this mock that Juju will return. There's my guy, Ben Mason, the fullback, too. Right, taking a tight end. Defensive line. I like Taquan Graham out of Texas. He can be a 3-5 tech. What about Taquan Graham? Let me just kind of click around the other positions with safety as well. Like some people saying Diablo from Virginia Tech. Use that Mobile. A punter. Max Stuffy from Kentucky had a good, I think, coffin corner punt yesterday. Inside linebacker. I mean, is Vince going to get cut? If Vince stays, you really don't need an inside linebacker. I mean, you'll have Bush returning, Vince Williams, Spillane. Even if Williamson walks, you'll still have Marcus Allen and UG3. I mean, you're pretty good inside linebacker. I think if Vince stays, if he's cut, then I think it does create an opening there. There's Grant Stewart from Houston. I think he's going to be a really good special teams guy in the NFL. He was going crazy yesterday trying to block punts. John Battle is good, or asking me if he's good. He's a good blocker. He looked good in the Senior Bowl yesterday. I think it's a guy that is a day 3 kind of high floor, low ceiling type of guy. Short on nose tackle, yeah, that's fair. I like Taquan Graham though. That's kind of where I'm thinking. What about Taquan Graham? Someone saying Lorenzo Neal Jr. But I think Graham, not that he would be a no snackle, but he's what, like 6'3", 6'4", 290. Good length, good strength. Takes on double teams. What if Watt and Vince are cut? Yeah, if they're cut, then it is a different story. I assume you're meaning Derek Watt, not TJ Watt. Um, but still, you're not in deep trouble because Spillane will start next to Bush, and again you'll have UG3. Although his injuries, you can never really assume anything with UG3, unfortunately. And you still have Marcus Allen. I think you can re-sign if you cut Vince. I think you will at least try to bring back Williamson on a cheap 2-year deal. Will he accept it? Who knows? He probably wants to start and play more, but I think you could at least. I think you probably convince Williamson to come back on a cheap deal. Is Jamie Newman available? He is not. These are your quarterbacks. KJ Costello. He transferred to Mississippi State, right, and did not do that well this year. And Davis Mills from Stanford. Ian Book from Notre Dame. All right, I'm going to make a call here. I'm going to take Taquan Graham out of Texas, get some defensive line help, especially if you don't resign Chris Wormley, which is certainly possible, but who knows? And we'll go in the seventh round with our final two selections. Will you guys be mad if I want to take Ben Mason? I'm going to try to include Ben Mason in every mock draft possible. Is that bad? If you cut Vince, you don't think Avery could win the starting job opposite of Bush? No, I think Spillane will get it. I think Spillane's better in coverage. I know Williamson was a tackle machine, but I like Spillane more than Williamson. All right, seventh round. Last two picks here for the Steelers. Again, these are the picks we've made so far. Yeah, Brenton, the fullback, Ben Mason. All right, we'll start the round. And yeah, they're just going literally in order now. So that's maybe a little weird quirk. Like a little bit more randomness to the sim late on day 3, but that's fine. So none of these guys are going to be here by the time we pick, which actually, I think now. Almost now. All right, I'm getting a green light to take Ben Mason here, if he's still here, which I think he is. And I think if Derek Watt would be, you wouldn't cut Derek Watt today or before the draft, but he would be a John Bostic kind of guy where if you took hypothetically Ben Mason in the draft, then you just cut Derek Watt like an hour after the draft ends because you're saving money, not much, but $1 million still helps. You're getting a guy under contract longer, a 4-year deal. You're getting a guy that's probably a better blocker and a good special teams player. Watt is a good special teams player, but I think you just cut ties with Derek Watt if you take up Ben Mason. So I'm going to go with Ben Mason because I'm bringing the fullback back. And I know everyone yells at the Steelers for not using a fullback and all that. And there's an extent of that could be true, but obviously, A, new OC, Matt Canada, we'll see how he handles that. And B, Derek Watt was hurt for a good portion of the season. So he was just unavailable. So if you look at Watt's overall snap count, there were situations in game where, you could argue using him, although I don't think he was very effective. But he was also hurt for like half the season. So just saying. All right, we're taking Ben Mason. And we're cutting Derek Watt. So one last pick here. No wide receiver pick feels wrong. It does. But we have a chance to correct that. We have one more pick here. Only 3 drafts under Kevin Colbert have they not taken a receiver. So they're all about taking receivers. So let's see. Is there a receiver worth taking? There's Austin Watkins from UAB. Des Fitzpatrick from Louisville. And those are basically the only names I recognize right now, to be honest with you guys. So let me know about receiver. If not, we can go in a different direction. But we can take a receiver. I'll also kind of click around the position. I'll go through each position here just quickly. And Tony Fields from West Virginia, kind of like him. But I will go through each position here. I mean, we've already taken a running back, so we're not going to take a running back again. But just to revisit some of these names. Same Fitzpatrick and a Louisville. I could really see the Steelers taking Tony Poljan out of Virginia sometime on day 3. Drake Jackson from Kentucky. Janarius Robinson is still there. Space Boy really convinced the Steelers will take Mac Jones. I think it's possible. I think the Steelers have to be in that evaluate every quarterback to see if they're the franchise mode, assuming that this is Ben's final season, which I think is a safe assumption at this point. Some of the kickers and punters. Von Rosenberg, he was a Pirates pitcher, right? He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that'd be an interesting storyline. Steelers would take a punter. All right. So any ideas? I don't really have a preference here in round 7. Maybe receiver, maybe a Des Fitzpatrick, kind of a Dion Kane type of guy. McMath said special teams production. Yeah, I think I did see something about that the other day. Kind of reminds me of who was the guy that got drafted by the Bengals in the 7th round a couple years ago? Didn't do anything on offense, but he was like a pure special teams guy. Someone remind me who that was. Can't remember his name, but that's kind of the feel that I'm getting there with him. Take Mason. I'm sure that's in reference to. Oh, that's for Ben Mason. I think a little delayed there. I might go Des Fitzpatrick from Louisville. Captain Spartan, is Ebron going to be a kept casualty if we get Jesse James? No, Ebron's going to stay, I think. Jesse James is not going to move the needle too much cap wise. All right, Des Fitzpatrick from Louisville. He probably goes higher than this, but we'll take him since he's here. Someone's saying take Stevenson out of Houston. Now, so much I thought maybe think of DeMarcus Ayers. Who was that Bengals receiver? I cannot remember who that Bengals receiver was. It'll come to me after the stream, I'm sure. Anyway, let's take Des Fitzpatrick. And that is going to finish out the 2021 Pittsburgh Steelers mock draft. And it's loading up. And can I see my draft results, please? There we go. All right, so this was the top 5 with the Michigan kid, Quiddy Paye, going number 4 was weird. But anyway, who cares? Justin Fields lasting all the way to 12 to the 49ers. Would you trade up for Kyle Pitts, Steelers fans? Would you trade up for Kyle Pitts? Let's assume it takes you into around the top 10, between 10 and 15, the way it did for Devin Bush. Would you give up a lot to get Kyle Pitts, or excellent tight end, by far the best tight end in this draft, by far the best tight end of last year's draft, probably the best tight end to come out in several seasons? No, not Auden Tate, not Brandon Tate, not Erickson. Maybe the Bengals didn't draft him, but he was an LSU receiver. I know it was definitely LSU, and Tate went to Florida State. Not if Lance is there. Alino saying he would trade up for Kyle Pitts. I would think about it, but I think the cost is going to be too much. But Alino gets me. Dulce gets me too. All right, so these were our picks. Number 24 overall, we took Texas tackle Sam Cosmi. 2nd round, Javonte Williams, which you guys really pounded the table for. That was your pick all the way. Running back Javonte Williams out of UNC. Tommy Tremble, 3rd round, out of Notre Dame, getting ourselves a tight end. James Wright. It might have been James Wright, Brenton. I'll have to double check that, but that sounds right. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thomas Graham, 4th round, corner from Oregon. And then 5th round got our big old nasty center, Quinn Miners from Wisconsin Whitewater. Patrick Johnson, other 5th round pick, had our trade here with the Ravens. Edge out of Tulane. Defensive lineman Taquan Graham out of Texas. Then fullback Ben Mason in the 7th round out of Michigan. And Des Fitzpatrick, because you got to take a receiver out of Louisville with our final pick. I think it's a good class. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. I think you're able to address some of your major holes early. Your kind of mantra of improve the run game, I think it's been accomplished with Cosmi, Williams, and even Tommy Tremble, and then Miners in the 5th. You're still focusing on defense to some degree with taking a cornerback here early. Gives you some options for next season, assuming that Hayden is gone, and we'll see what happens with Hilton and Sutton. Miners can replace Pouncey by next season, worst case scenario. Johnson, potential number 3 rotational guy to start the season. Graham, some depth, which I think is important. I think that's good value. Mason, I think, can make an impact right away. Maybe even the most impactful day 3 guy of this group to start the season. And Fitzpatrick, potential stash candidate on your practice squad. I'm happy with that. Spaceboy not too happy with it, but that's okay. Darisaw, I can try to look if it'll show me. Yeah, Darisaw went 13. Good memory. Cambria, yeah, good job. He went to the Chargers. Let me just kind of go through the first round here, see what the mock draft spit back. Why even who is Vera Tucker? I don't even know who that guy is. Maybe that's just me being ignorant. I don't know. But this was your first round. Yeah, Spaceboy. I don't think I would have taken Javonte Williams, but the chat really wanted it. The scouts wanted it, so I'm trusting the scouts on this one. And then we did make one draft. With the Baltimore Ravens, we sent our fourth round comp pick to get 2 fifth-round picks, which I think worked out pretty well for us. And we don't get a grade or anything, do we? But that's okay. Let's see how the rest of the AFC North did before we close out today's live stream. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. And if you guys do, let me put it this way. Do you want me to keep doing these mock drafts, these live streams, and hopefully I'll improve them and tweak them and have some better results going forward? Maybe change the latency a little bit. But I think this was a lot of fun. People saying he's USC kid, the Tucker kid that I'm not aware of. This is Baltimore's draft, by the way. Not have many picks. Micah Parsons, though, another inside linebacker for taking Patrick Queen last season. Check out the Bengals. They took Patrick Surtain at number 5. They ended up taking Jamie Newman to back up Burrow. Chaz Surratt, undersized linebacker. Space Boy, yeah. What is the draft grade? Let me go to Cleveland here, and then you guys tell me what the draft grade was, and I'll pull up our results here in a second. As the Browns took edge kid out of Penn State at number 26. So let me go back to Pittsburgh. What grade do you give this class? No, Nick, we're not going to do another mock draft right now, but we'll do some in the future live streams. Tons of trade edition. Maybe we'll do more trades for the next draft, but this is the only one for today. But how would you grade this? Yeah, Space Boy give it a B minus. I think it's a solid B. That's what I would give this draft. Again, would I have taken Williams in the second round? Maybe not as strongly as you guys. I really hoped to get Brevin Jordan in the third. We just missed out on Brevin Jordan, so we took Tommy Tremble instead. This was a whole William Jackson, Artie Burns 2.0. A lot of B's. F Ward gives me an A minus. Mark gives me a C, C plus, B plus. So most people are in the B range, which is fair. I think that's an accurate assessment of this mock draft. Spaceboy says he's a tough judge. I respect it. That's harsh but fair. Yeah, we'll keep doing these mocks. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's good interaction with you guys. And again, I don't think we're going to do the Steelers Depot live stream tomorrow. We'll probably do it for next Monday. We'll do this twice a month. Just things are a little bit quieter right now. So until there's more to talk about and maybe some different questions to ask and answer, probably do them every other month. But we'll do these mocks. And of course, I will have some different Steelers content coming out. While you guys are here, besides draft stuff, what other Steelers content do you want to see in the offseason? Is there anything specific to a player or a series or something like that you guys want to see? I was thinking about doing some videos on overall player evaluations, kind of doing some more in-depth, potentially longer videos on reviewing, say, Chuck McCoy for a season, or Robert Spillane's season, or whoever's season. Just kind of a recap: the good, the bad, the overall evaluation. They would take some time to do, but that's one idea that I've had. So let me know what you guys want to see for some future content on this channel, aside from mock drafts and draft stuff and hard news stories that come up over the next couple of weeks. Some draft history, draft profiles. If you want to see draft profiles and grades, it's probably best to look at our articles on Steelers Depot, because that's what we kind of do some of that best work at. So I would, Spaceboy, point you in the direction of Steelers Depot. Do I think Chuck's could swing to left tackle? I mean, he played there in college, but I'd rather have Chuck's in the swing role if I can construct my roster in a way that allows me to do that. I love an armchair GM thing where you go through the offseason, build the roster. Yeah, Fanspeak has stuff like that. I do a big long form article of being the GM. It'll go up on Steelers Depot. I've done yearly for several years now, so you can kind of get a probably better feel for that in that article we'll do. But Noor saying take a tackle later next time. Yeah, I think the next mock we'll change things up and try different approaches and see what it looks like. This is a good tackle class for sure. How do I think the Canada offense translates to the NFL? That's a good one. It's a little tougher to project and predict and find examples of, but I like that idea. Do a live offseason simulator when those are available. I think you could do it now, but yeah, we'll do something like that too. We'll do a full offseason simulator at some point as well, in addition to the long form article that I write. Space Boy saying Banner's a left tackle. Hopefully Banner gets re-signed. That's step one. I think he does come back to Pittsburgh. Yeah, the free agency simulator is going to be rough. We are going to be inactive, to say the least. Dulce, Dulce or Dulce, I don't know how to say it. Says trade up for Pitts or draft a tackle in the first. No, Paul, this is the only mock that we're doing right now. I'm gonna actually end the stream here in a couple minutes, but we'll do more of these in the future. I promise. These went really well. I was happy with the turnout and the interaction with you guys. It's a good way just to talk with you guys and have some real quick one-on-one interaction. So thank you for being here. And eventually, I'm gonna change my setup and get a new mic and desk and probably do some face cam stuff at some point once I kind of figure that stuff out. So hopefully, we'll continue to evolve this channel and do some cool stuff and some things like that. But I just haven't had the time or the energy to get that setup going yet. Do I think North Dakota State kid could tackle the North Dakota State tackle? I can't talk right now. My throat's need water. Do I think he could fall to round two? I think he probably does fall to round two. Will Pittsburgh take him though? Because they aren't big on small school guys, and Radune's only played one game this year. Then the Senior Bowl. I mean, Colbert made a reference. I think before the season that those guys that didn't get to play or have limited resumes are gonna be looked at more negatively in the draft process. So I don't know if he'd be the Steelers guy. Super Bowl prediction. I'm going Chiefs over Bucks. It's very boring. I don't know of a score. Wait till Friday's terrible podcast, but going Chiefs over Bucks. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Really appreciate it. At peak, we had around 200 people here, 200 scouts drafting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm happy with the results here. Again, we'll definitely do some more mock drafts in the future. I don't know exactly when they'll be. Maybe we'll kind of make it every weekend, every other weekend kind of deal. Just jump on for an hour or so, talk with you guys. But appreciate you being here. A lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Again, there'll be an archive of this up on YouTube. I think immediately as soon as I end the stream, I think it'll be up. If not, just wait a couple hours and it'll get posted. But yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.